Hello, Sacred Wild Sisters. This is Suzette Winona Summers. I think it's right around 4:45. I said I was going to be on, and here I am. I wanted to talk to you about the idea of lack, and a lot of us have lived in that mindset of lack. And the thing is, with our minds, our mind creates ridges, and like ridges of memory. And so we get used to certain patterns and we perpetuate those patterns. Well, when we're living from a place of lack, I don't have the right relationship, or I don't have a relationship, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough adventure in my life, and that thought pattern, and it usually develops over time. It's something that we've experienced because maybe we didn't have something. And, often we don't in this life. We don't have certain things, but we start focusing on all the things we don't have, and it lowers our vibration. We get depressed, we get sad, we get angry about it. And when we're in alignment with that vibration of lack and that lower vibration of anger and fear and sadness and resentment, then we're actually blocking all of the abundance in the world. And one of the ways that we can start to shift that is start focusing on all the wonderful things that we do have. We have air to breathe. We have water, clean water to drink. We have beds to sleep in. The sun is shining, or it's snowing, or whatever that thing is. A great tool when I'm in a funk or depressed, and I learned this years ago, was to start writing a gratitude list. Write down like 10 things that you're grateful for. And they can be simple, they can be small, they can be big, I'm grateful for my health. Or if your health isn't so great, then, what about your health is great? Say you have a bad knee and you're so focused on that bad knee, but what about like your fingers are great? Like being grateful for what you do have. It shifts the vibration. It aligns you with that vibration of abundance and gratitude, which tells the universe, yes, bring me more of that abundance mentality and energy. And also when we're doing that, we're aligning with a feminine principle. So a feminine principle is like the principle of being receptive, opening up to receive. And opening up to receive is really powerful. In this world, so often that patriarchal, I'm like, my words are all, that patriarchal dynamic of get it, fight, drive, get it, achieve, accomplish, and grabbing all the things you want, like grabbing the bull by the horns, like that's supposed to be a good thing, but if you think about it, it's kind of dangerous, right? But opening up to receive and saying, I am so grateful for all the things, all the blessings I have in my life, and yes, bring me more of that. And one way, hi Gloria, good to see you. I'm talking about when we get into a mindset of lack and how we can shift out of that and change it to being grateful for what we do have rather than focusing on what we don't have. And then when we are grateful, we're writing gratitude lists and we are grateful for what we do have in our life, and we're treating ourselves well, and we're caring for ourselves and loving ourselves, and then we open up and receive we open up our energy, we open up our hearts and in gratitude, and our vibration is higher. And I like to actually, if I was out of the car, I would actually open my arms up all the way to the sky and really open my arms up. I'm trying to make space. Open my arms up as wide as they go, almost like I'm a chalice, and breathing in all of that abundance and calling in everything that I desire. And whatever that is, we can do that. That is that principle of receptivity and that feminine principle. It's a list of pros and cons. Yeah, tell me more about that. That's interesting. I was talking about making a gratitude list for all the things that we are grateful for in order to raise our vibration. So we focus on, because a lot of times when we focus on the lack, we're perpetuating that. And in order to create new thought patterns, we start focusing on the gratitude. And then that lifts our vibration. A lot of times when we're focused on the lack and everything we don't have, we start to get depressed, and it becomes this downward spiral, and our energy lowers, and we don't have the energy to do anything, But when we focus on what we have and we shift our perspective, it creates this positive mental framework. Our vibration rises. And then we open up to receive what we most long for in our lives, in our world. And really feel that magnetic energy in your hands, in your arms, in your chest, in your heart. Like really see it as your arms are open like a chalice. See it just pouring into you. And those things, they come. Gloria says, what I have and am thankful for and what I would like more of in my life. That's beautiful. Yeah, exactly. It's beautiful to make lists like that. What do you want more of in your life? And yeah, when you shift that energy and you focus there, you're bringing that vibration in, you're calling it in, you're calling on a feminine principle of receptivity, and it just shifts everything. And it starts to form new patterns in our brain that support us. So yeah, list of what's stopping me from those things. And well, that's an interesting comment, Gloria, because I'd like to ask you, like, what is the number one thing that stops you from receiving what you want? If there was one thing, what would it be? I'm going to just keep rolling with this and wait for your comment, but I would say fear. Yeah, fear. And the fear is, it's not stemming outside of us. There aren't exterior things stopping us. It's our own thought patterns of fear. And fear is a big one. That's the one that gets in the way because we're afraid that we don't have what it takes. We're afraid we're not good enough. We're afraid that we won't succeed, or we're afraid that we'll fail. Sometimes we're even more afraid of success than failure, right? Because sometimes that's new to us and we don't know what that's going to look like. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure. That's what Gloria's saying. Yeah. And that's totally relevant too. That fear of the unknown and fear of failure is huge. But sometimes it can even be the fear of success. Because if we're not used to feeling successful, it's like, oh, I don't know if I want to feel that. I don't know if I want to, if what I will do with that success or things like that. There's that too. And the fear of the unknown. Yeah, that's a really interesting one, because the fear of the unknown is like a thrill, and it's also it's also an anxiety, right? We're afraid of the future, but then we can also sometimes shift that and be like, oh, I'm really excited about the future. A lot of times, like a road trip, it can be scary because you don't know exactly what's going to happen, if your car is going to break down, or, you know, if there's going to be traffic. But then it's also exciting because you don't know what kind of adventures you're going on. You don't know what's waiting for you. So, yeah, the fear of the unknown can be an interesting one. Yeah, and you don't know, like Gloria said, yep, because you don't know how that will feel, right? Yeah, what does that feel like? What do those new feelings feel like? That can be scary too. And, you know, for me, and I've talked about this before, breath is like hugely helpful. It helps to align me, ground me, and also prayer, you know, connecting with Creator, Source, God, whatever it is that you call that, and asking for the courage and the strength, and that will of that higher power be done. That's also hugely helpful, because if we're doing the same thing that we always have been doing, it starts to get boring, and we start to feel like we can't change anything. And sometimes we have to step out of our comfort zone, step into the unknown, try something different, experience new patterns of thinking, experience new ways of living, new ways of behaving, saying no. And once we start stepping out and trying new things, we create new neural pathways, new thought processes, new ways of thinking about things, and it's exciting. Gloria says, I grew up not having a future, so I never made future plans. I can't see more than a day or so in the future. It's very hard for me to make any goals. You know, I get that. I see what you're saying. Well, you said I grew up not having a future, but you do. You did have a future, and that future is now. You just didn't feel like you could look ahead. You weren't empowered at that time to plan ahead. And I'm going to tell you today, this is your permission today, that Gloria said, then boom, I'm 40 and haven't done anything, LOL. Right. Well, you know, it's okay. I'm going to give you permission today. Today is your day. I'm going to tell you right now, you can make plans. You can make a goal. Set a goal for a week ahead. Today, set a goal. One simple goal that you can achieve. And that's where you start. You start small. You start little. You start achieving that one little goal. If it's okay, I'm going to give you an assignment. Will that work? I want you to focus on something that you want to achieve, that you can achieve in 1 week. And every morning, I want you to open up your arms and breathe the energy of you attaining that in. Okay? Too busy surviving day to day. Well, I'm going to say you can do one small thing. Focus on one small task. Baby steps. And every morning, you know what? Private message me and I'll get you, we'll figure out something for you to do small to start with. Try something new. And, yeah. And I want to see you accomplish one goal by next week. It can be small. It can be tiny. Okay? All right. I'm going to get off of here. Gloria, it's been great talking with you. I'm so glad you came on. Private message me and we'll get you one small goal that you can work towards this week. Because I believe in you and I know that you can accomplish it. And you start small and you take a risk and you do a little bit here and a little bit there. And eventually you're going to be taking leaps. Okay? So I love you all. Blessings. I'll talk to you soon. I look forward to talking to you, Gloria. Have a beautiful weekend. I might pop on here then this weekend too. So also there's a new moon circle if you want to do that. sign up. It should be in our group. So I will talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye.